What is going on, ladies and gentlemen of RLPC? My name is Ravi, and I'll be your host today. Today, we have an amazing matchup for the finals of Maverick League between the Samurai and the Zebras. I'll be joined on the desk with Skirky. How are you doing today, Skirky? Or I guess Poulter, sorry.
Whatever you want to go with, Revi. I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well.
Fantastic.
So who do you think is going to sort of pop off in this series? I'm going to start off with a banger.
I am not a fan of the underdogs in this case. I do think the Samurai going to take this one. Their rosters are stacked. I'm not going to put it any more or less bluntly. They're just good. And I feel like the Zebras, who are also good, just, are lacking a little bit of that oomph, for a lack of a better word.
Yeah, so I agree with you there, but something that I have been seeing is sometimes the Samurai will get just a little bit cocky with who they're playing with. They're like, oh, we got this in the bag, right? And they'll just sort of like falter. And they'll just sort of like give up little dumb mistakes and just easy goals, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that the pressure of the finals will sort of get to them?
You see, the pressure's going to get to everyone, though, so I feel like it's kind of an even playing field. I know for 3 of the players on the Samurai, at least, yes, 3 of them exactly, they are all returning players to their RLPC, so they are not completely unfamiliar with the case of streamed games and, the playoff matches. And I actually can say the same for Zebras as well, so I retract my statement. Both teams are on exactly an even playing field in terms of playoffs
returning
and
players.
streams.
Okay. So now, tell me a little bit about the Zebras, right? So we had that trade mid-season. Wheatbrand and Roxy got traded from was it the Yetis? No,
I believe so.
It was? Okay, yeah. So they got traded from the Yetis, and that really helped out the Zebras. Can you explain like what Wheatbrand and Roxy bring to the table for the Zebras team?
Well, Wheatbrand is kind of like a very strong midfield-esque player. He showed up at the Maverick trial that I hosted for the Macaws, and he was definitely one of the solid picks there. Unfortunately, we was sniped a little bit too early in the draft, so we didn't get our hands on him. But I think he's doing the Zebras justice in the sense that he's always keeping the ball where the ball needs to be, and that normally for the Zebras, since they're so comfortable on offense, it is that offensive third.
Okay, and then with Roxy, I noticed that Roxy sort of brings a lot of offensive pressure, right? Is super good at getting that ball on target and making sure that if it is put in the goal, it's nowhere where the opponent can reach. That is one of the most important things to bring to a team, because if you don't have that solid striker who is always putting it in an unsavable spot, you're going to lack a lot on offense.
Yeah, and I think that shows in his stats. He averages 1.14 goals per game, which I believe is the highest out of the entirety of the matchup between the 2 players. And yes, it is.
Oh, between...
No, I am wrong.
No,
Tender,
1.24.
Tender, 1.24, yes. Still, it's an impressive number, and it is still leading for the Zebras, so that offensive, pressure and shots on target definitely are coming from him. You are correct.
So last week, right? Or last week, on Thursday, I believe, the Samurai played the Samurai played the Hornets and 4-0'd them. Yes, 4-0'd them, and same with the Zebras versus the Mages. Do you think that those 2 wins will bring any sort of like momentum into either one of those teams' favor more than the other?
I mean, the thing with finals and playoffs is that every team has momentum, like, going into their games, because obviously they won the game before. With the Zebras, though, it was more of a hard-fought victory, I will say, in terms of matchups. So I think the momentum does favor them there, but I don't think it's going to have that huge of an effect, especially in the finals when all teams have won, what is it now? 2 games already, the quarters and the semis coming into the finals.
And speaking of the quarters, the Samurai actually matched up against the Solar in the first round, and that was a super close 4-3 series. But the Samurai bounced back really well in the next game with a 4-0 victory. Do you think that just sort of shows what kind of resilience they have as a team? Like, they don't let close games get to them?
Yeah, not only the resilience, but also, like, the mental game that they're playing. They're not letting the series behind them affect them too much, especially if it's in that, negative sector of, oh, we could have won that by, 3 games in that series. They are thinking of the future and they're thinking ahead about their next game. And I think they have come into the series prepped and ready and, kind of studied on the Zebras gameplay.
Yeah, so I saw in chat, who was it? It was Willy Wonka, right? I think his new name is the Chef. And he mentioned Old Dirty Dirty. And Old Dirty Dirty brings a lot to these teams, right? Last season he was in A League, and what team was he on? I don't particularly remember. I think he was the Tempest, and he was like the sub on the team. But he was super solid for not really starting that all that often, and he just sort of brought the team together. What has Dirty done on this team to sort of improve the overall, I guess, meshing of the players?
I mean, he's leading the team, so it definitely had some effect on the roster. So I'm hoping that he gets along well with both Weebrand, Roxy, and Boss, who is the sub for the roster. And on top of that, I feel like I haven't talked to Dirty much, but he is a leader in the sense that he's going to push his players to where he knows that they're going to improve and not too far that they're going to be upset that they're being pushed. And I think it's finals time, and he's going to take that mental state a step further and push them until they break, because at the end of the day, you need to win or you go home here.
Right, of course. And I think Trotz was talking about the Stingrays and saying when they won, was it yesterday's match? They won their last match versus the Harriers, and he said they're going to the Super Bowl. I thought that was pretty funny because that's not really exactly what the case is here. It's more of the fact that you win that match and there's definitely not as much pressure on you. Sure, there's some pressure, but do you think there's any players in particular who the pressure will get to?
Definitely the newbies. And the newbies are Tender for the Samurai, who is the goal leader. So maybe, he's a little shaky on offense, might miss a few shots here and there. But overall, he's definitely going to still be there for the pressure. And on the Zebras end is going to be the player. Who is it? Come on, help me out here. Who's the newbie?
Wheatbrand?
Yeah, Wheatbrand. I know it's a pretty confident guy overall, but I don't know. Stream nerves. I don't know. I don't think the Zebras have been on stream this season, I want to say. Maybe once.
But
it's still completely new to him.
Yeah.
So anything can happen for either of those players.
So I'm actually going to ask you, who do you think is going to be the most important player for each of these two teams?
It's kind of a tough question there, Rippy. For the Zebras, I do want to say Wheatbrand, because I feel like it's whether or not he steps it up, in the sense that he's not the most important player there, but it's the important factor that he either plays well today or he doesn't play well today that's going to make or break the Zebras. In terms of the Samurai, it's more, I think their third man is going to dictate whether they win this match or not, and right now it looks to be Bolt Action, who is that player for them. Since they're so offensive-minded, they need to be careful, especially in the finals when you're on stream, to not overcommit and leave your empty net wide open. And I'm hoping the Bolt Action kind of stays grounded in that sense and rotates back a little bit faster and further.
Okay. And so I'm going to have to ask you right now, what is your prediction for this series?
I am predicting a 4-1 Samurai win tonight.
Okay. So can you explain a little bit? We've already explained a little bit why you think that, but can you just go into a little bit more detail?
Honestly, the Samurai not only did really well in league play, but as you mentioned, bounced back against that game from the Samurai in the quarters.
Yeah.
I feel like they're super versatile in the fact that they can be super offensive minded, but they can still play the midfield and play the waiting game, as in wait for the other team to clear it. Whereas in the Zebras, they're kind of a one-trick pony, as in counterattacks and stuff like that.
Okay, so I'm actually going to go with the other side of things, and I'm going to say a 4-3 to the Zebras. And I'm just saying this because I know how well Dirty plays under pressure. I'd say he's one of the most consistent players in Mav League. And that's just because he has the experience of just I don't even know how to explain. He's just always there. He's always ready for a pass. He's always ready to score. He's always ready for the save. He's just in the right place at the right time. And I feel like with him there, and if Wheatbrand is playing how he's been playing all season, I really think that they're just going to be able to stop whatever is coming towards them. So now let's just dive a little bit deeper into this, right? So the Zebras, right? They're 13-5, right? Yeah, okay, never mind. We're just gonna move it over to the casters. I think we have Cubics and Dead Medic here. How are you guys doing?
I am good. Thank you for handing it over, Revy. I'm here. I'm Cubics, and I'm here with Dead Medic, who will be doing color for me today. How are you, Dead?
I am doing fantastic. Looking forward to what should be a very good finals matchup here for Maverick.
Very exciting game indeed to wrap up the Maverick League season here. We have the Zebras and the Samurai, as mentioned by our wonderful analysts and desk, and it looks like we are just about ready to get things started already. The players are on the field. The kickoff countdown is going. Maverick League finals start now. Kickoff seems to be fairly neutral to start. Wheat looking for a solo play, a great clear from Arunos to get some possession here. A great pass to the middle for Tender, but the shot is saved away by Roxy. A great play there. Back pass to Wheat. This one will be off the backboard. No shot can come off a double commit here from the Samurai, but nothing will come of that right away. Some great chances for both sides. Shot is just off the mark here. Wheat trying to make something happen. Now this one is off the ceiling. A pass down into the middle. It's a shot off the post and in. And Roxy, an early goal here for the Zebras. Something that they desperately needed.
Yeah, what a team play. Good pass from Wheat, straight to center field. He's got a teammate there. Roxy puts it in. You felt like it was bound to fall. The Zebras so far have had a ton of momentum within this first minute. Kind of living on the Samurai half. Boost control, boost possession, all that was perfect. Right now, Zebra's really coming out with a strong message for the Samurai.
Should be a good game. If we take a quick look at just their storyline up to this point here, they won 11 straight games at the end of the regular season to take the top seed in the Apricot Conference with a total of 9 playoff matches played so far as they go for another shot, but it's a great save by Bolt Action. A pass is back down. Roxy with another attempt, but a save by Arunos. They played 9 playoff matches, as I was saying, winning 8 of them to get to this point, so confidence is sky high. They did get swept in that season series against the Samurai, though, so they're looking to take that confidence that they gained from these last couple of games of dominance into this match, and it seems that they've done that so far.
They have. I mean, Zebras have really come out looking like a better team so far on the Samurai. The Samurai look panicked, as you notice a miss there, especially in the defense. They're double committing quite a bit. They are very boost starved. You notice a lot of them will go for hundreds when they don't necessarily need to. So it's just been a tough first game for the Samurai. Now, there's still a lot of game left. Both teams really a lot of high-flying action coming out in the beginning. Is a very close shot there from Roxy, but Zebras aren't able to put it in. So a lot of action in the beginning. Should be a very good series if this is any indication of the games that follow.
You were mentioning the struggle here early for the Samurai, and it was the exact opposite in the regular season. Samurai winning their first 13 games, but dropping 3 of their last 5 to go 15-3, the best team in the Maverick division, but struggling late during the season. Although they were able to douse those Flames with a close 7-game series in round 1 before sweeping the Hornets. The 7-game series against the Solar, both of those teams were teams that actually beat the Samurai late in the season, so good to get some redemption. And they're looking to take that momentum with them into this game. Drop pass, almost good. It seems like a lot of the offensive pressure so far coming out from the Zebras, and they are making it work so far with a demo coming out. Not a whole lot of space, though. Arunos with a good challenge here. Tender is up already. A pass off to Bolt Action. He plays it slow. but runs out of boost and can't really make a play. But this one is over the top of Runos with a great attempt here. Bolt action, just trying to keep some possession in here, slow the offensive pressure down for the time being, give a little bit more space to his teammates, and it looks like they'll have a little bit of offense time, which is not something that we've seen a whole lot of so far. Arunas with a shot on, a great save by Wheat to keep this 1-goal lead here. Although we've seen a lot of pressure from the Zebras, we've seen a fairly good defensive show from the Samurai as well, as that shot is just barely off the mark. 6 shots for the Zebras so far to the Samurais, but 3. And a good 50 there will send this one out to midfield for the time being. Bolt action looking to clear it. Double whiff here. Roxy with the shot. This one will find the back of the net, and it's a 2-0 lead here early for the Zebras.
Yeah, Zebras still putting on a lot of pressure. I think Arunas could have saved it, but he came off back wall awkward and just couldn't quite get there. This has been a close game. I think closer maybe than the scoreline even would suggest, even though it's only 2-0. It just feels like the difference right now is team play. Zebras have gotten several good team plays off that have resulted in 2 goals. The Samurai have had the ability to do so, but often when they finally have had that little bit of offensive pressure, there's nobody there to follow up what is an excellent center or missed shot. So really the difference right now, team play and communication kind of going forward, in addition to the fact that Zebras seem to be owning all of the boost everywhere on the field.
Definitely making it tough for the Samurai to get any type of very good clear, and really not allowing them to hold that offense. Another shot comes on just barely off the mark from the Zebras. They've had a lot of pressure. Arunas going for a shot. This one is top shelf. Whether it's consolation or not, those next 17 seconds will decide. But the Samurai back within 1.
Yeah, excellent play from Arunos. Controls the ball, slows it down, knows he's got space, and flicks it over to the defender. Exactly what the Samurai needed to bring some momentum back with this last 17 seconds.
And a good kickoff as well. This one is straight in the net, and Tender will get the credit. 4 seconds later, the Samurai have it tied at 2.
Perfect example of a This Is Rocket League moment. We say only 17 seconds, an immediate kickoff goal, showing you at any point in the game, if you're only 1 down, you could probably come back. It was a little bit of a mistake there, though, from the Zebras. I think you could have saved that, but a little bit of a panic came out and a little bit of own goal there at the end. But it looks like we might be going to OT for this game. Never mind. Roxy, what a shot.
That's the curse right there. I am sorry to say, but at this point, we both have won this game. So Roxy puts in what could be the game winner. I shouldn't say that, though, because we've seen what has happened in just 17 seconds. 3 furious flurry of goals to end this thing off here. Wheat does win that kickoff, and it looks like 3-2 will be our final score here. Zebras barely getting this one, and GG Craig. But what a fantastic show from both teams in this first game.
Yeah, first of all, I want to start off, if you're a Samurai fan, send your hate mail to cubics@gmail.com. But, it's just, it was a exciting series. It was a very close series, really, until the end, and we had that flurry of goals. I do think, though, you're not going to be able to rely on the sort of goals we saw there at the end the rest of this series. They were very quick and, in some cases, very lucky. Now, the kickoff goal being the one in particular in mind, but that last one was a decent enough play, a little bit of a lucky bounce. You can't really rely on those goals. We did see a little bit more individual talent through them. But I think what the Zebras did really well, and what gives me a lot of hope for them going forward, is they just played well as a team. They controlled boost, and they rotated well. So they often were at midfield or in the Samurai half. For the Samurai, you're going to need to start working together to break out of your half, manage your boost a little more effectively, whether that's pathing over small pads or simply just not using it as much, and then working together on the offensive end. We noticed when they finally had a couple of opportunities, as I said before, they only could really do the individual plays. The team plays were not there for the Samurais. They just didn't have a follow-up. That's got to change going forward in this series.
Not a ton of offensive pressure coming out from the Samurais in that game. They'll look to change that now. Maybe some momentum coming with a couple of late goals there, but we'll see how that affects their mental game coming into this one. Dirty with a huge kickoff win to start things off. It's in the middle. Bit of a panic coming out from the Samurai, but it is cleared out to midfield. Bolt with a shot on an awkward touch by Wheat, and it's in just 12 seconds into this game.
Very poor defensive mistake from Wheat. You know, kind of a lob shot there from Bolt Action. Really just kind of see what he could take, and Wheat not rotating properly, couldn't get the power, and it just goes right in the back of his net.
A very unfortunate touch indeed from Wheat. A little bit of a ghost touch maybe even could be considered there, but especially there, but not looking fantastic here early for the Zebras. As we see them try and grab some offensive pressure, Roxy is demoed though, maybe not a whole lot of effect on the play, but sends some panic through the defensive end here. As the Samurai have a chance to grab a second, they cannot get a shot off though. Dirty gets the pop, but another demo coming out from the Samurai here. That physical play is going to be important here if they're going to keep the Zebras on the back heel. A long clear coming out from the Samurai here. This one's up off the wall. Wheat touches it down center. It's a good 50 from Arunos to get it back to Tender. This one's out to Arunos looking for the pass. Tender misses on the shot. Third attempt is no good. And this one is sent just across to nobody. Sadly, nobody is able to get on the end of that one for the Samurai, and Arunos trying to get a clear out. It's a little bit of a feeble attempt. Old Dirty trying to get it in. Can't quite do it. Roxy with the shot just over the bar. A good opportunity from them so far, and we're seeing some good offensive pressure here from the Zebras.
Yeah, you know, Samurai, there's one consistent thing that's kind of bothering me about the Samurai roster so far, and I think they honestly should be up in this game maybe 3-0. They're whiffing easy touches, easy uncontested balls. They just kind of miss. You saw they couldn't put the goal in before off the easy miss, and obviously his third teammate wasn't expecting it. They've just had a lot of whiffs, a lot of consequential whiffs that have really kept the Zebras in this game. It's something you're really going to need to clean up. I know you're up by 1, but the Zebras, they showed us first game they could come right back. It's an excellent team play developing here, but Bolt can't get the hit.
What a shot that would have been. Possibly highlight reel of the night, but no go on the touch. Dirty sends this one, but just as far as Bolt. Roxy able to get some kind of clear, but it's 50'd well by Tender. Looking for a center pass. Can't quite get it yet. Needing a 50 here, but a good clear out to midfield by Roxy. This one will be touched one more time by Wheat before it's cleared out by Arunas. A recenter coming in here for the Zebras. Wheat in decent positioning, gets a block on it, but that is all he will get. Tender out of boost as well, can't make a play, and this one is cleared back into the Zebras scoring end for the time being. Arunas looking to get a clear, can't quite do it. Tender on the back foot in net. This one is put off the bar by two Zebras. A double commit coming out could be detrimental. A good pop over the Zebras, but Dirty sends it off the backboard nicely, keeping it out of harm's way for now. And a clear will come out from the Zebras, relieving that pressure.
Yeah, double commit was born out of a little bit of like Zebra panic. It felt like two players went up, got in each other's way, and neither could finish the shot. I think it was a very consequential mistake. You know, with only a minute 30 left here, that would have been a guaranteed goal. Kind of get you tied back in this game, and now look a little difficult to get back into it.
Roxy going for the ceiling shot, well read by Arunos though. Dirty pops it up. This one looking to go center, will be cleared out for now. A great touch by Wheat across to Roxy, puts it wide. What a chance there for the Zebras to tie this thing up, but he can't quite do it. Tender looking to get a huge clear. A big clear comes out. Roxy only able to touch it, but a good follow-up from him as well to try and get a clear here. He'll get yet another touch. Tender able to pass it to Arunos in the corner. This one looks to be centered. A whiff coming in from the Zebras. Roxy getting the much-needed touch. A drop pass here to Roxy as well, but no shot will come out of that opportunity. Wheat trying to get something going here. It's a block, and it's in the net, but a great save by Bolt Action. Keeps it out of the net with just 30 seconds left. A fantastic defensive play from the Samurai. Whew. What a scramble for a save there, and fantastic defense from the Samurai indeed. Now they got some offensive pressure definitely needed in this last 5 or so seconds here. A double commit from the Zebras, but it is recovered. A shot will come off. It's just off the net, and it will be spiked by the Samurai, and they will take game 2.
Yeah, what a save from Bolt action there. I mean, that really kind of saved the Samurai the game. You know, Zebras would have had a lot of momentum had they scored that, especially going into the tie, could have taken the series. Honestly, I think this was a good performance from both teams, a much better performance from game 1. Zebras, although they lost this one, they didn't necessarily play any worse than they did game 1. It just was 1 or 2 consequential mistakes. Particularly on the defensive end. Now for the Samurai, this is a much better game. They finally broke out of their half. They were passing with each other. They controlled boost possession. So it was just a very good game coming out from the Samurai. So if your Zebras by no means are you out of this game, you didn't play super poorly and all of a sudden we're concerned about you. I think it's just fixing those little minor mistakes in the defensive end. And honestly, most of these games feel like they should be going to OT.
Definitely. It feels like, especially after this game, that goal 12 seconds in, just a defensive mistouch by Wheat, and that was all it took, was one small little mistake, and the rest of this game was 4 minutes and 48 seconds of completely even Rocket League. And one thing that we could look at here, Samurai have had 4 or less shots in both games. Does that worry you a little bit?
It does a little, because I was talking about they finally broke out there, but they have not. They've had a few, especially that second game, of team play and team ability kind of passing, but they don't put a lot of quality shots on. And if you notice, we talked several times as an interesting kickoff pops out here in the beginning, but we talked about how the Zebras were literally on the goal line ready to score, and they just didn't finish. They whiffed the ball or they double committed or whatever. So that is concerning. The Samurai really need to start securing these games with at least about 3 goals. But I think they have the ability to pick that up here.
Oh, a good chance there for the Zebras. Oh, what a dribble across. Would have been very nice. 2 early chances here for the Zebras. But to add to your point, the Samurai is definitely needing to get just a little bit more offense going here in these next couple of games to keep up with the Zebras if they keep playing at their high offensive pace. And talk about Samurai goals tender with the absolute snipe here into the corner. Great pass by Bolt, and he finds that top left corner. 1-0 Samurai.
Yeah, great pass, but great placement from Tender. Puts it top right corner, really hard to get to that ball. You had old Dirty in the corner there. He couldn't really got to it. It was just an excellent play coming out from Samurai, and that's, what we were just talking about. They just need to start scoring more to secure these games. Now, you can win a game 1-0 all day long. It's just, I think for their own, sort of nerves and things, they're really going to want to at least score a couple more this game in particular.
Oh, and it looks like a defensive misplay there, miscommunication from the Zebras. Let Samurai grab a second all-important goal. Nobody ended up back post, and the Samurai found that opening and used it.
Yep, defensive mistake again, but it was still good placement by Arunos, but it's right behind the only defender left in net. Not really savable at that point. You're starting to feel the momentum really shift the Samurai's way. They're really living on the Zebra half right now. Zebra's getting a little panicked, making a few mistakes. They're really going to need to clean that up. A lot of game left, but right now not looking pretty as Samurai, once again, excellent volley, just not finding the back of the net.
Finals, Game 3, series tied 1-1 here in the Maverick League. 2-0 Samurai so far, about 3.5 minutes left in this one. This one not cleared out very far. A chance to get some offense going for the Zebras here. Roxy will beat Bolt to that ball, but no follow-up touch comes here from the Zebras, and they seem to be barely pushed up. This one will be posted in from Arunos on the transition chance. It's 3-0 Samurai.
Yeah, a little bit confusing. Zebra's really falling apart on defense. That wasn't like all 3 were pushed up into the Samurai net trying to get a goal, and then it was just an easy counterattack. They really just weren't in the play, it felt like, a lot of the Zebra defense and Zebra players. I'm wondering, what's causing these defensive rotational mistakes, because they are really collapsing this game. It's not the crisp look that we saw the 2 games prior.
Definitely not on offense. That well-oiled Zebra machine that was going in that first game especially does not seem to be here now, as they've only mustered up 1 shot to the Samurai's 5. Definitely a great shift in momentum to the Samurai's favor as they put in a fourth goal before halftime in Game 3. It's 4-0 Samurai.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it feels like the Zebras are almost playing a little scared. You notice there in that last play, Old Dirty Jody rotated in, but he actually had to stop because I believe it was Wheat was in front of him and didn't go until the ball was already in the corner. A little bit slow. It's like they really aren't being able to react to the ball. Game 1 or not, defensive mistake there. Can't capitalize, but it just feels like this isn't the same Zebras team we watched games 1 and games 2. I really don't know where the communication issue lies, but I think this game almost feels like a wash for them.
It does seem like that as of right now. Possibly a fifth coming in here. A great save from Roxy, though, and maybe that'll spark some play here. Woo, Tender almost grabbing that insane double tap read. But we'll have to see what happens here. 4-0, still a minute 50 left on the clock. Bolt with the shot out. Tender passing it off the backboard to Arunos. It's no good. Into the corner so far. Shot on by Bolt Action. A great save by Dirty Dirty. A good read. A double tap from Tender. My goodness, what a play from Tender off the backboard. It's 5-0 Samurai.
Yeah, Samurai running away with this game, honestly. For those that have just joined us, I know we had some stream issues. Tender, excellent solo play, double tap, right in the back of the net, kind of cementing this game for the Samurai. And we do apologize for all the technical issues we just experienced, but it's, this game for the Zebras was interesting in that it just felt like they were very disconnected. I think they really haven't worked together well, but I think part of that is not necessarily on the Zebras. I think the Samurai this game have had so many quality shots, something we talked about them needing to get games 1 and 2, that it's really been difficult for the Zebra really to do anything. I mean, some of the shots felt nigh unsavable. Just a much better, much more calm Samurai offense this game.
Cool, calm, and collected so far. 11 shots to the Zebras 2. Definitely the storyline of this game, just offensive domination from the Samurais. They look to put in a 6th, but it'll be cleared out for now. Some offensive pressure finally coming in from the Zebras. A shot on and a save made looking easy by Bolt Action there. This one will be sent back into the corner by Dirty Dirty, looking to keep some possession here. Roxy is up for it. Shot as far as Wheat, though. Roxy goes up the wall, but will fake this one. Tender looking for the ceiling shot, gets it by 1, but Wheat is there to clean that one up. And a shot just wide from Bolt Action. Roxy looking for the dribble play. He gets it across, but it's intercepted by Tender and put out. And like you said, Medic, this game a wash for the Zebras.
Yeah, I think Samurai just overall with a better team. Good note for the Zebras is that last 30 seconds felt like they finally garnered some momentum. They were finally breaking out of their half, playing together, not committing those rotational errors we kind of discussed in the beginning of the game that led to the 5 goals for Samurai. I do think this Samurai team looks very scary right now because, as I said, Zebras had a lot of defensive rotational mistakes, in particular born from the fact they couldn't control boost as well this game. But the Samurai really, offensively, were kind of lights out. The positioning of all the players, the shot angles that they had, some of those, like I said, were just really nigh unsavable. So I think if you're Zebras going forward, you have to keep the Samurai out of your half like you did games 1 and 2. Now, obviously, you lost game 2, unfortunately, because of a mistouch. But if you can keep them out of your end, we noticed the Samurai just do not get those quality of shots that leads to them getting any more than a single goal.
Definitely. Their shot quality pretty high this game too, scoring just under 50% on their shots, which is pretty nutty. But 5 goals in any game will really get you that. But since I mentioned it on the broadcast, the shots were 11-2 for the Samurai at one point. But in that final about minute, the Zebras came back with a couple of shots of their own and some pretty decent offensive pressure. And we'll see if they can take that momentum into this game 4. It is 2-1 Samurai here in the Maverick League Finals. Thank you to all of the about 70 people watching this stream. some great Rocket League action for you all tonight. Shot coming on from Arunos. It'll be put into the corner for now. Dirty gets bumped here, and some pressure here from the Samurai. Nobody is on that ball, though. Roxy is up, gets the clear. This one is out for now. Bolt with a shot on it, and a little bit frantic here from the Samurai's defense, and some good players coming out from the Zebras early. We'll see if that can make any difference as this game goes on. A pass across is beautiful, though, but Arunos misses the touch, and this one will be cleared out, but not super far as it's kept in the Zebras' end for now. Arunos with the shot, a great block by Dirty. This one is touched up, but it is cleared by Roxy. Possibly a chance here for the Zebras. Dirty looking for the center. He gets 50'd. This one is out. Bolt action gets demoed, though, and the Zebras with some time to maybe change the possession here. Tender looking for a shot. Does not have his flip, though. Dirty is up for the shot. He gets it off. It's a great save by Bolt action. Reaching out for that one and barely nips his nose on that one and grabs the save. Crucial for the Samurai.
It was a great save, but poor placement from the Zebras. I mean, he just dropped it right down onto the defender. Now, good awareness from Bolt to not panic there, but if you're the Zebras, you want a better shot potential. They've changed their strategy up a little bit this game, and it's really working for them. They've slowed the pace down considerably. They're establishing their defensive rotations so they know who's supposed to be going, and it's really eliminated those double commits. Very encouraging to see from the Zebras, and I think it's why we're still tied 0-0.
Definitely not looking like a 5-0 game either way in this one. A very tight game. Much more of what we saw in the first couple of games here before the Samurai took that game 3 5-0. A clear coming out from Roxy, only as far as Bolt action. Cleared back out here by Wheat. Tender keeping it in the offensive end, though. Roxy off the backboard. Wheat trying to get the read, and I think he might have gotten a 50 on that, but it will go in the favor of the Samurai for the time being. Wheat trying to get a shot. He does not. Aruno has an opportunity. Hits one off the ceiling. Gets an extra touch over the defender, but Dirty is there to clear it out. And maybe some offensive pressure coming for the Zebras. Tender able to get it back in, though. Nothing yet. Possibly an errant backboard touch here, but Dirty able to come in and save the day so far. A great touch off the ceiling corner there, and that one will drop right down in front of the net. Nobody was there to connect on it, though. A shot coming in, a great save by Wheat to get that 50 on Tender. And this game is a lot closer than the last one.
Very close. A little bit of mistake coming out from the Zebras, but they recover well, so no goal coming out from the Samurais. Excellent opportunity from Roxy here. It really feels like this game, what's really going to decide it, I think, is which team can knock the other team out of their defensive rotation. Right now, neither team really being pressured defensively with demos or anything like that. I think that needs to change. There we go. Tender listening to me, I apparently on broadcast, gets a very nice demo, leads it almost to an interesting development there for the Zebras, though.
A good clear in and some possession keep. A great reactionary save by Bolt action here. Wheat is able to get that 50, reads it well off the ceiling here, goes for another touch, grabs the demo. Dirty trying to send it out. This one is in the middle for Bolt action. He can't get a touch on it, though, and that one will just fall across the field slowly, and nothing will come of it. Back into the Samurai end for now. A bit of a double commit here on offense. Triple commit almost from the Zebras. Possibly open shot opportunity, and it's a whiff coming out from Arunos. Oh, unfortunate on a great opportunity. Shot on with the demo. A great save by Tender, who didn't have any backup on that one, but was able to make a crucial stop here in the dying seconds of this game. Dirty able to get it out, not super far. Tender with another shot. A great save by Wheat, and I'm not sure what happened there, but it is in the Zebras' net. A 1-0 lead here. I think it might have been an own goal. No, a great 50 from Tender, as it turns out, on the recovery.
Great 50, and once again, this game is like a carbon copy of Game 2. It's a very close game. It looks like both teams are playing well, and then a defensive mistake from the Zebras cost them a goal. Right there, it was because both Zebra's players, Wheat and I believe it was Dirty Dirty, rotated to the middle of their own net on the defensive rotation. So you notice Wheat had to back up, and Dirty Dirty couldn't barely move, and he had to jump sideways and couldn't get a good save. So Tender wins the 50. Excellent opportunity born from Samurai possession there. But if you're the Zebras, you've really got to fix these defensive errors because they've cost you so far at least 3 games.
The clock hits 0. The ball in the air. A center coming out from the Zebras. It's cleared out by Tender, but only to Dirty Dirty. He takes it up the wall. Off the ceiling, this one will fall. And the Samurai take a 3-1 series lead. 1 game away from claiming the championship in the Maverick League for Season 13 of RLPC. And Medic, a much closer game in this one.
Much closer. Like I said, it felt like a carbon copy of Game 2. Both teams really playing it well. Not really any good offensive pressure necessarily developing, or really hard to save shots until a defensive error from the Zebras in both of these cases. I think it was a interesting game from the fact that you look at Arunos, right? 82 points. Samurai, it wasn't like they were beating you because they were pass 1, 2, 3, bang, back of the net here. And I think this is where the Samurai have both struggled and excelled, is when they had that 5-0 game. It was because their team play was so good and their individual ability. These games feel like more they're being won based off Zebra's mistakes necessarily than the Samurai ability. That said, Samurai keeping it on the Zebra's end, very important. But I mean, the shot differential, you notice 6 shots for Samurai, 5 for Zebras. Really, the difference here is just kind of working together and defensive errors. So I think going to the next game, it really is a toss-up. But right now, the Samurai, all the momentum, 3 wins in a row.
One other thing to note on that stat sheet, as you were mentioning, the shots, very even for both teams, but the amount of shots in that game was equal to the amount of saves in that game as well. The shot quality and forcing the saves is there. And it seemed like the Samurai just got that lucky touch kind of in game 2 as well. A misplay from Wheat, a little bit unlucky there. And in that game, the Zebras just weren't able to clear it. And another lucky touch coming out. And, you know, some may call this all luck, but you got to be good to be lucky. And it seems like the Samurai have been the better of these 2 teams during the season so far. A great shot and a 50 by Tender. Squeezes it in the bottom corner. And 16 seconds in, the Samurai have yet another goal. Sorry.
You're good. Excellent aerial play from Tender. I think if you look at the Samurai as a whole so far, they've been doing very well as a team. I think Tender really trying to solidify, you know, an MVP consideration here for the finals game, because he's had some very clutch, very quality aerials. As a bump and a mistake coming out there from Samurai. Excellent shot from Dirty Dirty. Good recognition here. Did they bump each other? Oh no, Roxy, he gets chased by Bolt Action, somehow finds the bump in midfield. Great heads up awareness, and here we are, 1-1.
May I add, that is the first goal that the Zebras have scored in 15 minutes and 19 seconds of gameplay. That's got to feel good for them, as that game 2 was 1-0. Game 3 being that 5-0 game, and 1-0 again last game. Got to feel good to finally put one in here, especially on a nice bump play there from Roxy, being able to spark this team. Pass comes across. It's a miscommunication, though. We will not be able to get the shot. Roxy tried to get an extra touch on it, but it did not pay off. Game 4, a very tight one here. Could be the decider. If the Samurai can win, then this thing is over, and Poulter will be correct on his prediction of 4-1 Samurai as well. But this series definitely closer than 4-1 seemingly so far. Tender tried to get a angle on it, could not do it. This one will not be cleared out very well as of right now. Roxy able to get a better touch, but Arunos touches it into the corner. Dirty Dirty trying to get another touch on it, can't quite do it. A shot is across, but it's cleared out by Wheat. Arunos on the ball now, trying to get it clear. He gets it by 1, but not 2. Dirty Dirty is able to get it back in. A demo coming out again. It seems like a more physical play style coming up from the Zebras, and so far it has been working. They've got that bump goal already this game. Bolt Action trying to drop it down, can't quite get it. This one is going to be a bit of a pinch clear here for the Samurai. Shot off the backboard by Arunos, and a man is there. Tender with the rotation cut, but it pays off very nicely, and it is a 2-1 Samurai's lead.
And that's where communication, I think, for the Samurais has been key. You actually had 2 Samurais players on that wall when Arunos passed. So Tender had to go for that. And I think that was excellent communication from them because he felt confident enough to go for that ball, even though if he'd have missed it, it would have been an easy Zebra's goal. So excellent play there all the way around. The Arunos with the pass, Tender with the goal. I was going to call Tender out. He's done a few mechanical things that he really hasn't needed to that have cost him, but excellent putback there. And Samurai still with the momentum. Zebra's not out of this yet, but they're really going to need to start solidifying and getting something going on the offensive end.
Not a whole lot since that first goal, only 2 shots, but as I say that, Samurai only 3 as well. So not a whole lot of offense from either team here in this first half so far. And we'll see if that can be picked up here. Bolt action trying to clear it out. Misses his air dribble touch. A shot. Tries to feed it bottom corner. And he can't quite find his target. Wheat is up. Gets a 50 here. Arunos looks to be up, but he will back out smartly there. This one's across to Tender again. It's a great touch by Roxy to clear it out of harm's way. For now, Wheat on the backboard. Trying to get the clear pass across the Bolt action. It's a top off the crossbar from Roxy. A great save, but Bolt action is there to clean up the mess in front, and it's a 3-1 Samurai's lead. Just 2 minutes away from a championship here in Maverick League.
Great play from the Samurais. Bolt action follows up his own touch in net. Now, big mistake from Dirty. That ball fell on his hood, and he just did not react fast enough. But I think the Zebras, they've been doing an interesting thing this game, which I was encouraged to begin with, is they were chasing the demos. It's something I said that might help them, particularly if the Samurai are going to stay on defense some. The problem is they're chasing those demos at the wrong times. They're doing it immediately when they try to transition out of their half. And you need those demos when you're on the offense, because if you get them when you're in your own half, by the time you can get the ball downfield, they will have respawned, most likely ball side, and take it from you. So they just need to adjust their gameplay. I'm encouraged by the fact they're going for these demos. A much crisper game, but the Samurais, they really just haven't fallen off this year. After that first game loss, they have solidified their teamwork, their individual play. As a mistake comes out there, and don't count the Zebras out yet. Excellent shot from Dirty.
Only 1 goal, 1 shot even away from possibly tying this game up, but 1 minute 13 seconds on the clock, all that the Samurai have to kill in order to claim that title here. And it's going to definitely be a very interesting 73 seconds. This one's on the backboard. Arunos trying to get a shot off. Can't quite do it. Would have been a great backboard read from him. Tender sends it out mid. Bolt action with the shot. It's in. And it's back up to a 2-goal lead for the Samurai.
Beautiful play. Tender out to midfield. Bolt waiting there. Dirty can't catch it. Roxy too far on the back of the net. Excellent play from the Samurai. You didn't let that little double commit goal get to you. You immediately counterattacked. Exactly what you need to do. It feels like that would take the wind out of the sails of the Zebras team. Now only a minute left, down 2. I do want to file a formal complaint. It seems like every time I'm criticizing a team, they then come around and score, making me look bad. My caster curses are awful, and I hate it. I'm just going to put it out there.
Definitely, but hey, I mean, that's what makes things fun here, right?
True enough.
Arunos with a good clear, trying to get some possession of the Zebras, but they do not seem to have it in them right now. A good clear, but it can't connect. 30 seconds left. Good save by Dirty. It looks like a 3-on-1. Passes off to Wheat, but a great intercept by Arunos. Possibly an inopportune time to go for that pass. Might have had a better chance at faking the solo play first with the man advantage there. Roxy centers it here, but nobody on the end of that. Tender gets the clear, and it looks like the Samurai are going to be your Maverick League champions for Season 13 of RLPC. The clock hits 0, and with no shot at tying this game up, the Samurai will take it 4-1.
Excellent game. Both teams, as a player, these guys represented Rocket League fantastically. I think both teams, don't hang your head. This was an amazing performance from both teams. I would say that the Samurai really did feel like they deserved this win. I think after game 1, they just showed an individual ability that was just a little bit above the Zebras players. Now, tons of credit to the Zebras. They tried different game styles. They knew they needed to fix things, and they worked on it. Now, whether, it didn't work out, but it was excellent to see. I think I'm very proud of all of these players individually and personally, because was nobody gave up. And I think that was the most important thing. It's why the series was so fun to watch. Samurai's excellent job winning the finals. You did what you came here to do, and you did it very convincingly and very well.
Congratulations to Bolt Action Tender and Arunos for their championship win in the Maverick League. We'll be right back with the independent finals coming up between the Wildcats and Admirals in just a moment, but we'll take a short break first and be right back with you. We hope you have enjoyed the broadcast so far.